Happy 4th of July weekend, everyone. So bringing in organic elements into your home decor is so on trend right now, which means creative bites are on the menu. We've got some delicious decor ideas to brighten up any table in your home on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. So today we'll be playing with our food to create some really fun party platters that will not only make your house look festive, but be a little bit tasty as well. Today we show you how to make your next get-together a hit with colorful food art using carved fruit, festive charcuterie board creations, and many more fun food decor ideas. So the first party platter we're gonna make is the watermelon shark, which is actually one of my favorites to do. It's that one thing you could bring to a barbecue and everyone loves it. And of course, just something that looks really cool on the table. Okay, so to start the watermelon shark, you're going to need a few things. And again, you could use sort of your own imagination with this, but here's what I'm using today. A small round watermelon, a variety of fruits. You'll need a large knife for cutting the watermelon and a smaller paring knife for the detail. A large bowl to put the excess watermelon in, a spoon, and a melon baller. A cutting board, and of course the platter to serve it on. A pencil, toothpicks, scissors, and then the finishing garnish would be gummy worms. I like to kind of add that hanging out of the shark's mouth. It's a fun little detail that kind of pulls it all together. So the intent here, as you can see from this, it sort of leans forward. So what we need to do first to start is cut at an angle so we get this to sort of stand at a slight angle. Okay, so we are going to start carving this up. So I've cut this down, it's on a little bit of an angle. So the next thing we have to do is to cut out the mouth area. So I have roughly kind of sketched this out here, just very lightly. I'm gonna just lightly score this with the knife. So you're gonna just sort of lightly score. So this is gonna be the interior portion. I'm gonna set it 1 inch off of that and kind of score it again, okay? So this is going to be, if you need to trace it, that's fine. So now I have scored kind of an inch band that sort of frames out where the mouth is. So I'm gonna start cutting out the center first. So we are just gonna pop this out. Now everything you're removing, just throw in a bowl to the side. You'll reuse some of these a little bit later. First, I'm now gonna do the teeth. That's just basically a triangular cut. You're gonna zigzag it. So next we are gonna scoop. So this part, however, this is the easiest way for you to scoop a watermelon, go for it. You could also use a melon baller. So I am going to place this on a platter. We need to make the fin. So take from your bowl the very bottom piece that we cut off in the beginning. And we are going to make the cuts of a triangle. And we gotta just clean this part off. So now we are going to affix our fin. 2 wooden toothpicks should do the trick. So we have got our fin affixed to the side. And now we just need to give our shark eyes. So this is where the blueberries come in. And you could put the toothpick in first to make it easier because blueberries are quite soft. So like that, and then you're just basically putting this right on top. And this way we have our 2 eyes. Now this is where you fill it with all the fruit. Whatever design you want to do, whatever fruits you want to use, there is no right or wrong. So I filled it, and I always love to garnish with the gummy worms. And it's always a fun little accent to kind of top this off. So the watermelon shark, my favorite for any summer party, barbecue. It works year round here in South Florida, I think. And I hope that you have fun making this at home. Coming up, make a charcuterie board statement for any gathering on SoFlo Home Project.
Hey, Mike Martinez from USA Windows and Doors. Today we're going to be showing you the front window of the house, the keynote statement, the window above the front door. We're going to show you how to make it beautiful and make it safer. Coming up next on SoFlo Home Project.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are sharing some fun ways to spruce up your summer party tabletop decor with fun and decorative foods. Earlier in the show, we did the watermelon shark, and for me, that is such a fun decorative element. A great thing to bring to a party. It really makes any countertop or tabletop look fun and summery and delicious as well. The next thing I wanted to share with you is a little bit of charcuterie. So that's been such a hot thing over the last few years. So I wanted to start with two simple things that don't look simple, so they're very easy to make. What you need to do both of these. So first of all, a shot glass. You're gonna need a variety of different meats, some mini cherry tomatoes, small mozzarella, and then here I actually have some spinach leaves, but you could do basil, you could do anything that has a leafy appearance. Basil is probably best with the tomato and mozzarella. So let's start with the large flower. We are going to do this one with the shot glass. So I am going to start with this something of this size, and where you begin is you are going to fold this in, and I'm going to be pressing it around the glass. So as you see, just like this. So now we are going to repeat this pattern and just go filling the space. And then we're going to do a second layer. And I'm going to actually mix it up. I'm going to do a different one on the outer, change up the look of the petals. Okay, so now you are going to flip it over. Okay, you can press in, grab at the bottom, slowly release the top. And look at this. We have a flower. I'm gonna do one more flower with a different meat. I think this time I might use some of the prosciutto. I'm gonna rip this in half because we wanna work with smaller pieces, okay? So you wanna probably go about halfway, covering half of the glass. And the key is to overlap like sort of every other. So you don't wanna put the second row directly on top of the first. You wanna offset it. They say not to play with food, but here we are. This is the only way you could make this work. All right, so I'm gonna put this down here on the cutting board. Now, the prosciutto is stickier, so I think makes a better rose going from the other, but this is still a very pretty, and a lot of people love prosciutto, so it's actually very nice. Next, let me show you the smaller rose. We're gonna need these small, like skewer sticks. These are a good size for this type of little piece that we're making. So I'm gonna go with smaller pieces of salami here. You are gonna do 3 pieces of this. Overlap each one. Press them down, just kind of mold them together, okay? And now we are going to fold them in half so they're all connected. You're gonna start rolling the center one first and tightly roll it together. Actually, it helps if you actually skewer it when you're rolling this on the board. This way it doesn't break apart. So now you get that full little rosebud. I like to surround it with 2 leaves for this rosebud. And now I'm gonna add some tomatoes and mozzarella. All right, so here it is. This is super easy, something that you could absolutely create a fun display. You could add them to the charcuterie board as well, and you're gonna see how this all comes together and some good tips. But before we do that, let's check in with Mike Martinez from USA Windows and Doors and see what great advice he has for us today.
Hey, Mike Martinez here from USA Windows and Doors. We're here in South Florida where a homeowner wants to beautify and make their house safer. We're going to focus today, though, on this window right behind me. It's the keynote statement of their house. It's the window above their front door. It's going to be beautiful. Let's take a look. So behind me, you have a very typical South Florida tombstone window. It's above the front door, and it's got the colonial grids. In its time, it was beautiful. It was the architectural dream of what most of these houses did, and that's why associations have them all over the place. But today we're going to update the style of this home. We're going to make it beautiful. We're going to really bring it to a contemporary look, a modern look, with this ES window, tombstone window. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's going to really set off the front of this house. It's going to make it this with that front door. It's going to just blow away the neighborhood. All these neighbors, I guarantee, will be calling me up and asking for an estimate pretty soon. So the window's in and the house is absolutely stunning. The front of this house now speaks to the whole neighborhood. Lights coming through, and more importantly, the house is really safe. This window is thick glass, 7/16 glass. It's got 0.09 polyvinyl butyl. It embodies safety and security. This can handle over 200-mile-an-hour winds. This can handle impact from all sorts of ways, and it's not going to fail, and it's not going to damage this house or put it at risk. So if you're ready to make sure your house is more beautiful and safer, give us a call, 954-951-8740, or better yet, look us up on the web at usawindowsanddoors.com. Back to you, Alena.
Thanks, Mike. So I'm putting the finishing touches on this beautiful charcuterie board. Really, when you're creating charcuterie, it's all about being creative. There's no right or wrong way. It's really about starting with one area of the board. Here I anchored it with the roses, and then I layered. And you kind of repeat patterns, but maybe in different amounts throughout the board. I did the roses on this side and on this side. A nice thing to also be able to do is to add some sprigs of rosemary, anything that adds dimension. So I literally just pulled pieces off of here and kind of put them throughout. And I like adding ramekins. Ramekins are a big part of charcuterie because adding height to the board also helps make it visually interesting, as well as easy to serve. Like some things like these nuts or olives really are best served in a small bowl. And I did this on a rectangular board. I've done it here on a very small board for a smaller tabletop display. There's so many options. I would say buy a board or two that you're going to use and then just enjoy kind of working within that surface. So I hope that you can recreate some of these looks at your own home for any big event, party. It's a great gift to bring to someone's home as well. And like we said, it's all about food can enhance the decor as well. So when you're entertaining, something like this is not only beautiful, it's delicious, and it's fun to make. Coming up next, we have more fun 4th of July food decor ideas on SoFlo Home Project.
SoFlo Home Project is sponsored in part by Eldorado Furniture. Looking to refresh your home? Visit us online at eldoradofurniture.com or a showroom near you.
Good Greek Moving and Storage is the official mover of many of South Florida's professional and collegiate teams, including the Miami Marlins, Miami Heat, Florida Panthers, University of Miami, and more. And as the official mover, Good Greek handles all of the transportation of team equipment to and from all of the away games, as well as handling personnel moves for coaches, players, and staff. The reason why these organizations trust us is because of the high level of service and highly trained personnel, and these are the same reasons why you should trust us too.
Good Greek Moving and Storage, your superhero movers.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to share some fun ways to make your summer holidays a little bit more festive, whether it's the 4th of July, a barbecue, or any special occasion. I love doing decorative things with food that make a beautiful party platter. So earlier in the show, you saw the watermelon shark, which is a really fun, healthy kind of dessert to have out at a party. But my other favorite with watermelon and fruit is the watermelon barbecue. So to start this one, you're gonna need a small round watermelon, a variety of your favorite cut fruits, 4 celery stalks, large serving platter, large cutting board, a medium-sized bowl, a knife for cutting the watermelon, and a smaller knife for detail, as well as a pencil, toothpicks, scissors, 2 different lengths of skewer sticks, and a large tablespoon or melon baller. Okay, so this one is rather simple. We are just going to turn the watermelon on its side. We're basically just slicing it right down the center, right in half. So we're gonna take our knife, grab center here. Okay, so we've cut it in half. Pick the best side. I'm gonna go with the smaller one and put the other one aside for later. So now we just have to cut out the center, scoop it out. So we're gonna put all the contents into this bowl. So we're basically creating our barbecue, kind of the top part of the grill. Okay, so now that we've got it scooped out, we are going to affix the barbecue legs. So I like to cut up 4 pieces of celery into, this here is about maybe 3 inches. It could be 2 to 3 inches long, whatever you feel will support the weight. And some of the larger skewers or even smaller size toothpicks, it just sort of depends. I sometimes will cut these. All right, so I suggest flipping the watermelon over. Now it's gonna be a little bit messy, so just know that some of that watermelon juice will come out. So we are gonna go with the cut thicker ones. These just give it more stability. Okay, so what's best to do here is to make 3 legs. It gives it more stability. Then flip it over and see if it stands. We've got success, look at that. Once we have this set, we are going to fill it with charcoal. So that's where our blackberries come in. So you could even use, I'm not gonna cut this up, but you could use like filler fruit from the pieces that were in there. And I would chop them, but in this case, I'm just doing this for time's sake, and I'm gonna just put these in here to create height. So we're kind of creating an illusion, right? And then I don't need to put as many berries. Okay, so next we have to make the grill. So the reason I said 2 different sizes, depending on the size watermelon, you might either trim the larger stick or go with the small. I think I can make the smaller ones work. We have got our grill. All right, so now we're gonna create our fruit kebab. So this is to look like your standard shish kebab or summer kebab, but instead it's fruit and in a great individual size kind of serving. And the first 2 you can put right on top of your grill. We talk about in home design how adding color makes any room pop, little accents of color. Well, the kebabs are that accent of color here. And I'm gonna place this one on our grill as well. So cute. We're gonna let this cook. You could display all of the rest of the kebabs around them on a beautiful platter. And of course, it's that perfect addition to summer to any table. Next, fun ways to display your amazing edible decor on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to share with you fun ways to create festive and tasty decorative decor for the holidays, for summer holidays, or all year round. So earlier we showed you our watermelon barbecue, the watermelon shark, and of course all of the charcuterie board options. There are so many. This is just a little bit to get you started and in the spirit. But now I wanted to show you one more decorative board. We are seeing a lot of dessert boards also being made, so I put one together with a little 4th of July flair and mixed in some red, white, and blue. So we've got yogurt covered pretzels, I've got some red licorice candies, Swedish fish, blue gumballs, and a variety of other things. So when you're putting these dessert boards together, it's something you could do with the whole family. It's a fun way to kind of get creative. On circular trays, it's really nice to kind of line the tray with 1 or 2 objects, and I just overlap them as I go. And again, we talked about the ramekins. Adding some height to any board, in this case on a circular one, it's really nice in the center. And we have seen these used as s'mores boards or ice cream bar boards. No matter how big the board is, you could just have fun and layer in all sorts of different cookies, chocolates, treats, desserts, and you could even mix in fruit as well for a little healthier version. But I hope this gets you inspired to create some decorative boards of your own, or even carve up a watermelon or 2 and create some fun decor for your next holiday gathering. So with that being said, I want to wish you all a happy 4th of July weekend. And don't forget to share some of your creations with us. We would love to see them. Tag us on @SoFlo Home Project on Instagram or Facebook. And speaking of design inspirations and creative design, let's take a look at what we have for you next week on SoFlo Home Project. If you're thinking of updating your older home, you need to take note as we show you how this 70s home went from fixer to fabulous. And before we go, let's check in with Hunter Frankie, the host of SoFlo Health, and see what he's up to tomorrow. Hunter, happy 4th, and what's going on?
Hey there, Alena. Tomorrow on SoFlo Health, we are headed to a bookstore that looks like it's right out of a movie. I mean, look at this place. Isn't it beautiful? Plus, they have a lot of used books, so if you've been looking for one, you could find it here. Plus, a new delicious and healthy poke spot, and Aniva goes breakdancing. All that and more is right here on SoFlo Health tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. on the one and only Local 10.
Thanks, Hunter. We'll definitely be watching. And to our viewers, we want to thank you for joining us this week and wish you all a happy 4th of July weekend. We hope to see you again next week for another all-new episode of SoFlo Home Project right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloShows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.